Okay, hello, welcome everybody to another stream of the US, Iran, Israel war and the Middle East. Let me know how's the sound so we can begin. Okay, we start. Let me know in the chat if the sound has any issues so we can adjust. So, good morning everybody, good evening, good afternoon, whatever applies to each one. I know you are watching from various, from all over the world. So let's start this stream. It's a March 13, 2026, and we had several serious developments 14 tonight and yesterday across the Middle East. In the last 48 hours, we have seen continued strikes linked to US-Israel conflict with Iran, new tensions around the Strait of Hormuz, and growing international reactions as the situation develops. Energy routes, military operations, and regional security are all being affected. Events in this region can really impact global oil supply, shipping routes, and military stability. So today we are going to walk through what has happened in the last 48 hours, what governments are confirming, and what we should be watching next. So stay with us, let's begin. Sounds good. Okay, thank you. So the US and Israel intensify strikes inside Iran. US and Israel forces have carried out another wave of heavy strikes inside Iran, including around Tehran and other military targets. There's a map showing what they've been targeting from the IDF, just posted an hour ago. Iran says the attacks are causing major civilian displacement and heavy infrastructure damage. At the same time, Iran continues launching drones and missiles toward the Gulf states and Israel. Saudi Arabia reported intercepting dozens of drones and missile alerts were triggered in several regional cities. So this conflict is now affecting multiple countries at the same time, not just Israel and Iran. The oil infrastructure, shipping routes, and regional bases are all becoming targets. Here's a post. Israel forces and armored vehicles were seen on the border with Lebanon, and Israel Defense Minister Israel Katz said, we're getting an AHM, so let's just hear it and we'll continue. It's from the US Air Force. We are tuned on 8992, USB band. That's the US Air Force on the ham radio. Let's wait a second for it. So this shows actually it is Israel forces and armored vehicles were seen on the border with Lebanon. This is video from yesterday, March 12, 2026. So we can see the Israelites expanded their missiles, their missions in Lebanon. This is for the Iron Dome.
Patriot has become a member.
That's the interception there. It's actually two missile Iron Dome batteries hit one missile, it looks like. See? Two of them just hit one target actually. When is this video? 11 hours ago. Iron Bins limits exposed as Hezbollah drones breach northern Israel skies. Israel Iron Beam high energy laser designed to intercept UAVs and drones at a fraction of the cost of missile has struggled in practice dozens of unmanned aircraft entering northern Israel. Let's see this one.
Successfully intercepted.
Target launched. This is propaganda video for sure, the way it's posted, but they did post show situation in post, but the video it's actually kind of propaganda video.
Target engaged. Laser interception in progress. Successfully intercepted.
Target successfully intercepted.
I don't know, don't you all feel that this war is becoming like a show of power and like they're playing a video game or something? I don't know. We have on the one side USA put in those videos showing that how many attackers they hit, showing their military power. And then we have Israel do the same. Then we have Iran on the other side do the same. It's like I don't know. It's like it's not a serious war anymore. It's like they're acting like it's okay. Let's show off to the world and becoming a big show of the whole thing. And then all these videos started looking like a video game or something. Anyways, I mean, people are dying anyways from both sides, no matter what. Like it looks like all of them actually, the US, Israel, Iran, they are doing like just a show of power and stuff, and like it's nothing happening, like it's a video game. Welcome, Staff B. So another crisis, another thing, the Strait of Hormuz crisis escalating. Strait of Hormuz. Iran's new supreme leader Mohtaba Khamenei says the country will continue efforts to disrupt shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. The strait carries around 20% of the world's oil supply. Commercial shipping through the channel has already slowed dramatically. Some tankers are avoiding the route completely. Oil prices have moved above 100 per barrel as a result.
Is the only route ships can use to travel between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, which connects to the global ocean. The Persian Gulf, why is this 50-kilometer stretch of water the most dangerous point in the entire world? This is the Strait of Hormuz. It is the only route ships can use to travel between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, which connects to the global ocean.
That's a short simulation explaining the importance of the Strait of Hormuz.
Persian Gulf is bordered by 8 countries: Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Oman. For 4 of them, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and Iraq, this is their only access to the sea, which makes the 30 kilometers wide Strait of Hormuz extremely important. Around the Persian Gulf, the green areas show dozens of oil fields that hold about half of the world's proven oil reserves.
And there they show us the oil fields. This is between Iran, Saudi Arabia, Oman. It's all the. I said Oman. Not Oman. Okay, Saudi Arabia, Iran. This is the oil.
Including the largest oil field on Earth. The red areas show about 40% of the world's proven natural gas reserves.
And the gas reserves in red.
The Strait of Hormuz carries 1/5 of global seaborne crude oil and 1/5 of LNG shipments. The region supplies roughly 15% of the planet's total energy.
15% of the planet's energy. On my research, it says 20%. Numbers varies. Depends from where you get the source.
Much of it coming from countries located largely behind the Strait of Hormuz. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE are the largest suppliers of oil through the strait. Why is this?
Okay, the Strait of Hormuz. I know, I mean, everybody who's been following any geopolitical analysis or any news about wars, it's something that has been mentioned for a long, long time that if the Iran would be pushed, if Iran would be attacked, Strait of Hormuz will probably be closed and the crisis of the energy crisis and so on. Why it looks like USA, Israel, like caught on surprise on that? I mean, it's something everybody knew. Everybody knew would be happening. And I'm wondering how can they didn't have any countermeasures for that in case Iran closed Strait of Hormuz? They have any measures, to stop that? And is it because they were they were feeling overconfident that they're gonna just destroy Iran from the first days, and then Iran won't be able to close Strait of Hormuz? Is that because they didn't have any plans on that? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I mean, everybody who's been following any news about around Iran, they knew that this will happen, and it's happening. And I don't see any reactions yet. The USA said they will send some shipments. I mean, Trump said some ships to protect the other ship, but that's not so easy and also very dangerous. You put warship inside that very narrow passing through, they can easily be attacked. Even with just drones, rockets, even with, simple, just artillery can hit them. So, I don't know. I'm surprised. Let me know your opinion in the comments. I'm surprised how they were surprised that this will happen. I mean, it's something that we knew it would happen anyways. It was there. Everybody knew that. So how can they have any plan when that will happen to prevent it or something? So let's go to add some more news. U.S. military plane crash during Iran operations. A U.S. Air Force KC-135 area refueling tanker has crashed in western Iraq. Let me just see if I can get a video of that. The aircraft was involved in operations connected to the Iran conflict. Recovery teams are currently searching the crash site. Officials say the crash was not caused by hostile fire this time. However, the status of the crew has not yet been confirmed publicly. They're still developing story. We'll follow it on any news around it. Let's see what this video shows us. This is a KC-135. You can see.
Went down Thursday after an incident involving another aircraft. It stressed the crash was not caused by hostile or friendly.
Okay, these are not relative to the crashing videos. I cannot about the crash more videos. This one it shows actually the KC-135 South tanker, what appears to be an Ben Gurion International Airport in Israel. It shows note the car's license plate with visible damage to the tail have emerged following the crash of a KC-135 due to mid-air collision with another stout tanker earlier tonight over western Iraq. So it looks like it's hit another stout tanker. I mean, we know that the refueling is intense. Many stout tankers at the same time on the air. Of course, they keep distance between each other in different altitudes. But I don't know. It looks like what to say here from the OC Defender that actually the crash happened because a stout tanker hit another stout tanker. Collision on the air. U.S. Central Command is aware of the loss of the U.S. KC-135 refueling aircraft. The incident occurred in a friendly airspace during Operation Epic Fury, and the rescue efforts are ongoing. 2 aircraft were involved in the incident. 2 aircraft. One of the aircraft went down in western Iraq, and the second landed safely. And they just keep focus on. This was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. So probably they hit each other. But that's what they're telling us there. And here from the fly radar, so it looks like the regular, usual refueling space. I mean airspace above Tel Aviv and by the Middle East, while we see the refueling tankers, refueling the fighter jets. So let's see what we see here. It's a timeline from March 12, 6 p.m. yesterday. And we see the float tank, how it's and then it's appeared there. Probably that's why it crashed. Let's actually see our own playback so we can understand more about it. Also can check on the altitude. Not this one, wait. So let's do a playback of yesterday, March 12, and around 6 p.m. Starting from 6, start playback. And probably is this one in the red. Okay. Yes. Okay. There was at 10,000 feet and suddenly dropped down. It looks like, okay, to 8,000 feet. 6,700 feet. 5,400 feet. Let's see, what is the speed we have? The speed is around 10x. Okay. There is at 5,500 feet. And here it's making it look like sudden movements. It could be also the GPS jamming that caused some of the movements, but this is, we know it crashed. 3,950 feet. Probably tried to land. I mean, when it went inland. 3,900 feet. It looked like it kept the altitude at some point there, 300, 400 feet. Then it dropped down suddenly to 1,300 feet, and then we lost it. Okay, it looks like the usual, 4 star tankers took off. This earlier at 6 p.m. They went landing normal. Wait, this is 6, no, that's 6 in the morning. Okay, let's see 6. Yeah, so I was checking today. So at 6 in the evening, yesterday. Okay. This globe must pass through very fast, and this one looks the one was in trouble. Let's go a little bit before that. Let's go at 5:25. Came down in Iran. Okay, so the one watching is the other one that was involved and went landing safe in Ben Gurion. Okay, let's check over Iran. But I guess we won't see that one. It will be transported off. So this is the first plane that was involved, not the one that crashed. Happy, right? Makes sense. Thank you, Staff P. Because this one, yeah, it looks like it managed to return back to the base, to the airstrip in Ben Gurion. So yeah, that was the second one. The other one somehow was in Iran, but cannot see that. Let's see, what is this one here? Stout tanker. It's going, that was going with Syria. Yeah, we won't be able to see it over Iran anyways. Okay, so let's continue. Just here on the front under display back the shares, it says about the KC-135 was sending squawk 7,700 before landing, like an emergency signal. And here they show us a stout tanker refueling a fighter jet. That was posted like 10 hours ago. Air Force KC-135 stout tanker reportedly crashes in Iraq. Initial reports indicate that the U.S. Air Force area refueling aircraft has crashed in Iraq. The aircraft involves to believe to be a Boeing KC-135 stout tanker, a long-serving military tanker used for refuel compact aircraft mid-air. Those are the older models, the KC-135. They have been on service for over 60 years, most of them, and they are slowly being replaced by the KC-46 Pegasus, the newest one for refueling. Okay, so let's continue. We usually go on this last live stream just for US, Iran, and Israel, but there is some important news about Russia, what they mentioned about this conflict, so we mentioned this also. So Russia calls for the immediate end of the war. It just happened today. Russia is now publicly calling on the United States and Israel to stop the military campaign against Iran. Moscow says the conflict is creating major humanitarian crisis. The Russian Foreign Ministry says diplomacy must replace military action. And this is international pressure to contain the war before it spreads further across the region. The sources for that was Reuters and The Guardian. You can open the Guardian article. There's another article here, not related to that, but we say we attack Iran with no clear plan for regime change, Israel security source says. This is what is this article on Guardian saying, that Israel did not have realistic plan for regime change when it attacked Iran, multiple Israeli security sources have said, with expectations that airstrikes could lead to popular uprising having been driven by wishful thinking rather than hard intelligence. I don't believe that Israel would just was hoping for that. I believe they do have their, we know they have Mossad, very strong intelligence. Probably they just wanted to attack anyways, and they didn't care about, they didn't analyze it deeper. They just wanted to attack, so they attacked. Iran has survived nearly 2 weeks of bombing raids and the assassination of Ali Khamenei, and Trump is publicly contemplating ending the increasingly costly war. These 440 kilos of uranium, one of the clearest litmus tests for how this war ends, whether it is success, said one former senior Israeli defense and intelligence officials who work on Iran. We need to be in a position where either this material is out of Iran, or you have a regime where you are confident that this is safeguarded in a very meaningful way inside Iran. It's a high-risk game, this war, because if it succeeds, it would completely change the Middle East for the best, the former official said. But if we bomb everything and the regime stays in power and they continue to maintain those 400 kilos of uranium, I think we'll be starting the countdown to an attempt by Iran to go to a nuclear weapon. As a side news, today was an earthquake in Turkey. A 5.5 magnitude earthquake struck central Turkey early this morning. The quake was centered near Niksar in Tokat province. Residents rushed into the streets during the shaking. So far, authorities say no major damage or casualties have been reported. This is confirmed as of today. And just shows the area where it was the epicenter of the earthquake. Anyways, let's continue. This is around the KC-135 that has crashed over Iraq, possibly after mid-air collision. And it shows here a tanker refueling. This from the IDF. IDF troops continue to maintain forward defensive posture to protect the residents of the northern Israel. So they do have the boots on the ground. Over the past week, our troops conducted targeted night operations in southern Lebanon, dismantling Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure. This from Reuters. Dozens of people in northern Israel were injured and homes were damaged after the region was hit by a barrage of missiles from Iran, according to local reports. They said that over 50 people were injured in northern Israel. This one here, it's from the Israeli Foreign Ministry. Okay. The Iranian regime is firing missiles at Jerusalem, Israel's capital. One of them struck a few hundred meters from the old city, the Western Wall, Al-Aqsa, Moscow, and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Protecting, okay. So this is in Old Jerusalem, close to the Al-Mox. And this from the IDF, from Avichai Adrai. It's a body cam footage of the nighttime raid by Israeli soldiers on Hezbollah's Radwan forces site in southern Lebanon, showing troops clearing abandoned buildings and destroying infrastructure and explosions and flares. Amid explosions and flares with no visible combatants encountered. Abraham Lincoln. Okay, let me see on that. Here. And this is in Dubai. Reports say Iranian kamikaze drones struck the Dubai International Financial Center early this morning. That was posted an hour ago. Dubai Financial, the National Financial Center, DIFC, in Dubai.
וכך כל אויב ועורב בדרך, וכל מיני פורענות המתרגשות לבוא לעולם. הצלח ברכה במעשה ידינו, כי תיתן לכן ולחסד ולרחמים בעיניך ובעיני כל רואינו, כי תשמע כל תחנוננו. יהיה שומע תפילה ותחנונותיו, ברוך אתה אדוני שומע תפילה. אמן. צום מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו.
This is from Isle of Levi. This is a war against Hezbollah, not the Nepalese people. Hezbollah is our common enemy. That's why IDF is phoning the Lebanese civil defense to ensure an evacuation of Hezbollah targets so civilians don't get hurt. Just like they give them warnings where they're going to attack. So for civilians to move away from the area. And they show us this video here as a proof.
لا لا احنا اخلينا ما في حدا
هلا اخلينا المكان بس في عالم في مدنيه ببنايه 3 طوابق تحت الدفاع المدني البنايه اللي حددتوها بالخريطه المبنى المحدد.
A video which appears to showing a non-ballistic missile in the sky over NATO's Incirlik air base in Turkey, following reports of air raid sirens and explosions had early in several towns surrounding Incirlik. That's in Turkey. can't see the missile down there.
Oğlum.
Shooting a drone with a machine gun. And this is a club master departing from the RAF in Lake and Heath, take off, and the people showing it. Can't see the massive size of it. Very good question on El Shaya. We can go over it. We're going to analyze your question, El Shaya, in a minute. This is a Victorian base in Baghdad, Iraq. It's under drone attack. Serum air defense are active. This is in Baghdad. You see the...
ابو الحسن ايه والله طبعا لهم للشباك
That's a funny video, say, for the Strait of Hormuz, AI made. Let's just see it anyway. Why not? When China comes, it's an AI video, right? You know that, right? Then Trump, okay. Okay, people have a lot of time to make these AI's videos now. All right, so let's analyze the question El Shaya asked on the chat. The question is, what is the ability of the UAE, Bahrain, and Saudi to protect against attacks from Iran? Do they depend on US support? And let's answer this question. Let me take this off the screen. Okay, and I'll put you there. Okay, the short answer, they do have strong air defense systems, but they still rely heavily on US support. But let's break it down and analyze it. Okay, I have your answer here. I'll put it on the screen. Okay. Okay. So, Saudi Arabia has the most extensive missile defense network in the Gulf. They have the Patriot PAC-3, that's a main missile defense system designed to intercept ballistic missiles and cruise missiles. They have the THAAD, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, intercept missiles in the upper atmosphere, can detect threats from hundreds of thousands of kilometers away. Saudi Arabia has invested tens of billions of dollars in this layer system. But there is a key point. Most of these systems are US design, US maintained, and often supported by US personnel. Saudi defense strategy is built around the American security umbrella. So that's a dependency on the US. So the UAE, United Arab Emirates, one of the most advanced missile defense networks. I show us some photos here. The United Arab Emirates has one of the most advanced missile defense systems in the region. It has also the THAAD batteries, Patriot PAC-3, also American-made, and additional radar networks. The THAAD is capable of intercepting short, medium, and intermediate range ballistic missiles during their final fight phase. During the recent attacks in the conflict, UAE air defense reportedly intercepted the majority of the incoming Iranian missiles and drones. So, the UAE as well relies heavily on the US for early warning
Alarm.
radars.
Shomira. Zarit.
Okay, have a red alert. And for the satellite data and command coordination. Bahrain, it has much smaller, depends strongly on the US as well. Bahrain has much more limited military capability compared to Saudi Arabia and or the UAE. However, it hosts one extremely important asset, the headquarters of the United States Fifth Fleet. That's one been attacked many times during this war. Bahrain's defense is strongly tied to US military presence. Its missile defense systems are smaller and the country relies heavily on US naval forces, US radar coverage, and US interceptor support. The real defense system, a regional network. So these countries do not defend themselves alone. They operate inside a regional missile defense network led by the United States, which includes the US early warning radars, American satellites detecting launches, the US Patriot and THAAD batteries, fighter jets and naval missile defenses, intelligence sharing across the Gulf. Some analysts describe this as de facto integrated Middle East air defense system. And the weakness, Iran's missiles numbers. Iran reportedly has over 2,000 plus ballistic missiles capable of reaching the Gulf. Large number of drones and cruise missiles. Missile defense systems work well against limited attacks. But if Iran launch a large saturation waves, the defenses could be strained. Each incoming missile can require 2 or 3 interceptors to destroy. This is for the ballistic missiles. Usually it's not just, they don't send just one. They will send 2 or 3 just to be sure that it will hit the target. But of course, the cost is much higher. But they don't risk just to send one, because one missile interceptor might miss the target. 2 is like a highly more chance that it's gonna hit. 3 it's like more assuring that it will hit the ballistic missile. So usually they send at least 2 or 3. And this means stockpiles can be depleted quickly during heavy attacks. So the bottom line, without the US, Gulf defenses will be much weaker. Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Bahrain have modern systems, but they depend on, you guess it, US radar networks, US interceptor supplies, US intelligence and command coordination, and US military presence. So they're heavily dependent on alliance with the United States. Here they are. Give me also a simple way to say this on my stream. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain do have strong air defenses, Patriot and THAAD systems, but these are largely American systems integrated into a wider US-led defense network. Without the US support, their ability to stop large Iranian missile attacks will be significantly reduced. So that's your answer, Shaya. Very good question. Thanks for asking. And we learned something new on that. I found yesterday a Greek system. They put a Patriot. They show the Patriot coverage. Let me see if I'll put on the stream. So you can see actually we have a Patriot in the range of the Patriot system. It was done for the Greek Defense Ministry. I'll put it on the screen. Give me a second. It shows the coverage of Patriots to ballistic, to cruise missiles, and so on. Let me put it on the screen. Yep. Here it is. Okay. And let's say we have. Okay. Yeah, it's Cyprus. Let's say we have in the Gulf stage. Let's choose here. What is Qatar? Let's see, Qatar is here. Why it's on this language? Anyway, so we put on the Qatar. You can see on Qatar here. Let's see. We put a Patriot system. This is a coverage. It has. And let's make it round. Okay. So if we put, let's say, here somewhere in Qatar, a Patriot system, that's how it covers. It covers the whole Qatar. It's in yellow on this here, this circle. It's aircraft interception and aircraft detection on the how you say, these lines, the breaking lines. What do you call them now? I forgot. Okay, and on yellow here, this line is ballistic missile detection, and inside here it starts ballistic missile interception. Here, this area. So you can see from Qatar. Let's see. Let's do it the same from Israel. Let's say if they have the Patriot systems. So let's say Israel is somewhere here. I don't know why this map it's not in English or something, so we can't understand each country. But anyway, we know it's somewhere here. So this is the range of a Patriot. Let's say from Cyprus, if you have it somewhere here in, let's say in the rough base, Akrotiri here, this is a coverage it will give for aircraft detection, ballistic missile detection, ballistic missiles interception. It's a range, you can see. This is a Greek Patriot system, by the way. Okay, the US system might be a little bit different, but on average, they're almost the same. So here, aircraft detections at 150 kilometers, aircraft interceptions at 100 kilometers, ballistic detections at 120 kilometers, ballistic interceptions at 35 kilometers, cruise detection 50, cruise interception, that's for cruise missiles, 35, for UCAV detection at 60, interception at 40. This is a single ballistic defense system, what it can do, and the coverage it has. So Greece sent, actually to cover Bulgaria, let's say they put it somewhere. Yeah, this is Sofia, I guess, there. So it's Bulgaria, it's here, somewhere. Constanta, okay. Bucharest is here, Romania. So Bulgaria is somewhere here. And this is a coverage. This is by the professor Theodoros Liolios. He did this map. He created using AI to create the map in this tool, which is very useful. It's almost classified, but it's actually free to use. It's open source. I mean, everybody can use it. I can't myself. I see. Okay. So I saw it yesterday on a post. So it was like very interesting to use it for finding the range of the Patriot missiles. And actually, if I get the time, I can make another one better than this, with more comprehensive coverage on more missile systems and more defense systems. But I didn't have find the time to create another one with more coverage. But this is a problem I have with time. but easy to make something like this. Just put the data on it and can get a complete analysis. Okay, that was interesting. The Patriot missiles. No, your question was very good, Elisha. We are all learning here. On every live stream I make, I do learn a lot, and I hope all the same for all the viewers. So, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu issued a veiled threat to kill Iran's new supreme leader, even as he acknowledged that Israel's joint air war with the US may not lead to a collapse of Tehran's critical government.
And we are doing so with a force the like of which has... Even now it can be said with certainty, this is no longer the same Iran, this is no longer the same Middle East, and this is also not the same Israel. We are not waiting, we are initiating, we are attacking, and we are doing so with a force the like of which has not been seen before. I have added another goal, to create the conditions for the Iranian people to overthrow this terrible tyrannical regime. To create conditions doesn't guarantee that it will happen, and I told them just now, in what I said a moment ago. I said,
it's up to you.
It depends on you. I wouldn't issue life insurance policies on any of the leaders of the terrorist organizations. This is their patron of terrorism, and I don't intend to provide an exact report here about what we are planning or what we are going to do. Even now it can be said with certainty, this is no longer the same Iran. This is no longer the same Middle East. And this is also not the same Israel. We are not waiting. We are initiating. We are attacking. And we are doing so with a force the like of which has not been seen before.
As from Bibi, according to this post, it says it's a video from Imam Khomeini Hospital in Tehran. The corridors are filled with special forces, IRG's personnel, and agents in civilian clothes. Is the new Supreme Coward Hospital in one of the rooms of this hospital? I don't think it will just show the location and someone put a video where he's hospitalized. I mean, I know he's the #1 target for Israel at the moment. And they're just gonna put video and just show where he is. It could be legit, someone silly put this, but anyways, this is what they claim this video to be. Could be old video, you're asking me, but at the other side, they could put him in a public hospital so Israel would not dare to attack, but you know, Israel could find a different ways to get in if they want to get in without attacking the whole hospital. I mean, they can send someone in secretly to get inside there. Kind of. Maybe just at the doctor or something. I don't know, but Israel has been surprised at what they're capable of doing, so why not do that if they want to do it? This is a threat we've been mentioning before. Anti-missile system being loaded at the C-17 Globemaster 3 plane US Air Force. You see the whole truck is loaded. And A380 lifting out of Heathrow in England. Red alert.
Alarm. Naharia. Sa'ar. Gesher Haziv.
I don't know why the sound is too loud of this alert, so I'm trying to lower it. Okay. You're welcome, El Shaya. Welcome, Jeff. Good morning to you. Crystal US. Let's see who else is on the chat. I see some subscribers. Welcome to the chat. Odin, a member Van Life by you. Welcome, nice to see you again. Staff P, been here from the beginning also, from the other stream. Okay, and everybody lurking, welcome to the chat. You can chat with us. It's open for everybody to chat. All subscribers can chat, all members. Of course, you can join us, become a member for just €5 a month. It's you can cancel at any time. In case you don't like us anymore, you can cancel it. There's no obligations there. And we have Discord members only, for members on Discord chat for members, where people post videos and everything around the world and many other things. We have exclusive.
Alarm. Tzivon. Merom Galil Regional Center. Bar Yochai. Safsufa Kfar Choshen. Or Haganuz. Jish Gush Chalav. Dovev. Sasa.
Exclusive videos for members only. Some time we do members only chat, especially on the night time, and so on. So feel free to join us. Okay, this is from Israel Air Force. Hit the Hezbollah terror headquarters in the central Beirut district of Bashura. Posted 16 hours ago. This is someone terror alarm on the. Okay, let's see. Let's just close it in case it's an old video or something. Yeah, this is from March 12, targeting a building in Beirut's Bashura district. Label Hezbollah headquarters with attached video footage capturing thick black smoke rising from the multi-story structure amid Airbus surroundings. The operation, let me put on the screen. Where is it now? Okay, here. So this is targeting of Hezbollah terror headquarters in the central Beirut. It's from yesterday. It's fake news that maybe it's eliminated. It's not eliminated. There's no such news. This is from Avicii Andrei, shows the IDF force. He's the IDF spokesperson for the Arabic world in Arabic language. Let's see, pause here. Is of the operations in Lebanon. There's some air strikes by the IDF. There's an article on Reuters on the X, I got Twitter. Iran will fight on and keep the Strait of Hormuz as leverage against the United States and Israel. New Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei said in a defiant first comments attributed to him since he succeeded his slain father. That's a picture of him. We don't know. He has there's reports about health issues, that he lost a leg, that he's in a hospital. There's no confirmed yet, but this is the rumors that have been going around. And this is the hits in Beirut, around the camera, looks like. Central Beirut, Lebanon. More than 600 people has been killed and displaced 800,000. Quoted to this with a short video. And this from the Mossad commentary, tears of joy, IAF, the Israeli Air Force, over the skies of the Jewish state. Footage of the last Iranian KC-747 tanker, quoted to this post, burning after an Israeli airstrike on Tehran's Mehrabat airport last week. Here it's about Turkish military build-up along the Greek islands. What they're showing us here. This from Milo Levi again. I think it's the same video we'll be looking at. Yesterday, Hezbollah terrorists tried to fire missiles at Israel. It didn't go well for them. They showed the strike on an Iranian defense system. Strike on a missile system sent to launch against Israel. B-52 landing at Geographic. B-2. F-35C Lightning II flies over Florida coastline as the SpaceX satellite launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in the distance. According to this, 10 Russian documents indicate the possible production of 48 Ka-52M attack helicopters for a foreign client labeled 156. Some analysts believe the cashback could be China through neither Moscow nor Beijing has confirmed the deal. Well, 156, we know we have Iran had the Shahid 156. I don't know if it has something to do with that. But I don't think Iran would be now in a rush to get helicopters. And this pose, this is how much even Hezbollah supporters trust Israel. They get a notice what build is gonna be hit, and they are all wait and film it. This is from Jonathan El-Khoury, speaker, columnist, media and public diplomacy advisor, Israeli, Lebanese Christian, SLA. Okay. IDF troops operating in Lebanon. I think we saw this. Some photos. A strike near the funeral of 8 Basij members from the Haravan checkpoint sent mourners scrabbling and fleeing. I don't know. This is how nuclear bomb works. I hope we don't have to find out in real life in this century or never.
The Brits just had a stiff in the war. And what I've observed over the course of studying air power in history is that anytime you attack a civilian population, you usually end up finding that it just hardens their resolve. We take this all the way back to the London Blitz in World War II. Right. The Brits just had a stiff upper lip and kept on fighting. And I think that's what we've seen in Ukraine as well. Moving in the war.
This says about the report of a serious incident ongoing at the Temple Israel, a Reformed Jewish synagogue in School of Western Platteville, Michigan, with an individual said to have driven a vehicle into the building before opening fire. This is in Michigan, US. Authorities are on scene and have told nearby residents to shelter in place until further notice. That was 16 hours ago, so it's probably all news by now. This is from Israel police. This is about the Greece earthquake, 5.5, as we mentioned before, earlier today. Okay, so let me go through other news. Around this conflict, this war. Okay, I just posted 6 seconds ago. UK says Russia and Iran want to hijack economy. Britain is accusing Russia and Iran of working together to inflict military and economic pain on the West. It's an article in Associated Press, just posted now. The British military is investigating whether the drone that struck the UK airbase in Cyprus at the start of the conflict contained Russian components. The Foreign Secretary Cooper said on Friday, during a trip to Saudi Arabia, that Moscow and Tehran are trying to support each other and try to benefit together from attempting to hijack the global economy. The US has eased Russian oil sanctions as oil prices climb following Iran's attacks on vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, saying it would temporarily allow countries to buy Russian oil already loaded on vessels at sea. And according to Russia, Kremlin says oil purchases will stabilize markets. As I titled 11 minutes ago, NATO intercepts third ballistic missile over Turkey. So NATO defense on Friday intercepted ballistic missile fire from Iran over Turkey. That was the third such incident since the start of the war. So the NATO deployed an additional Patriot air defense system this week in the southeastern province of Malatya, where the Kuresik radar station is based in Turkey. And about the stout tanker we mentioned before, the incident on the stout tanker that that crashed. 4 of the 6 crew aboard the US military KC-135 refueling aircraft that crashed in western Iraq have been found dead, the American military said. The US military Central Command made the announcement in a statement. 4 of 6 crew members on board the aircraft have been confirmed deceased as rescue efforts continue. The circumstances of the incident are under investigation. However, the loss of the aircraft was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire, they said. And France says drone attack kills 1 soldier and wounds 6. France says a drone attack Thursday killed 1 of its soldiers and wounded 6 others. The attack was targeting a Kurdish military base where French soldiers were training Iraqi units. Iranian television reports large explosion in Tehran square. Let's see if we can find something about this. That's explosion though.
اکبر انهدام نفتکش امریکایی در محدوده شمال خلیج فارس. درود بر جمهوری اسلامی ایران و همدگان نیروی دریایی سپاه پاک.
This is show the moment of the Marshall Islands flagged MT Safe Sea was struck by Iranian unmanned service vehicle off the coast of Basra last night, or the night before actually. This is two foreign tankers were subjected to unidentified attacks inside Iraqi territorial waters, caused them to catch fire. One crew members died and 55 others were rescued. This is from yesterday.
Alarm. Matsuba. Betzet. Shlomi. Hanita. Kabri. Yerka. Abu Sunan. Amka. Khalil. Neve Ziv. Avdon.
Okay, this is in Tehran as well yesterday. It's from the March 12 strikes of Israel. I think we saw this already. Yeah, no, it's a new one. Let's see. And they show what they targeted in Lebanon. Show the buildings actually. Or is it? Or this is in Haifa. Let me see. One second, let me check it. Yes, it's in Beirut. And weapon warehouses in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley. They show the before and after, the strike damages on targeted buildings, with maps highlighting 10 plus sites, including those used for recent rocket launches against Israel. Welcome, DBM Racing. Thank you. Welcome, Chelif75. Have a good one, Odin. This is for evacuation orders. As we said, they are warning when they're going to strike for for civilians to evacuate. And that was posted 2 hours ago by the NDF spokesperson, and it shows some areas to be evacuated. On the map here, we can see where's the city theater in Tehran and University of Tehran. And they say this to evacuate this area here, basically in red. It's a evacuation warning for civilians in Iran's Qazvin industrial zone and Tehran's Maniriech and Villa neighborhoods sitting planned strikes on nearby military targets amid the ongoing regional operations. The satellite maps they show in red the danger zones, including areas adjacent to Tehran University, to the city theater, and to the Hajj pilgrimage organization headquarters, emphasize the risk to non-combatants for civilians. This is northern Iraq, it's yesterday. Embassy checkpoint has been obliterated. At least 10 checkpoints like this were attacked overnight. Intelligence suggests Iranian civilians are keeping identified checkpoints and regime hideouts. The Basij are the regime street-level enforcers used to suppress the population. And the IAEA says the Middle East war is causing the largest oil supply disruption in history, with Gulf countries cutting oil production by 10 million barrels per day.
خمسة هيك هي ضاهي عم طولها يا زلمة ضاهي عم طولها ليك شو 5 6 هلا بيطلع الصوت لا ناطر لا فقعة واحدة شفتيها أنا عم صور فقعة واحدة ليك 3 4 يا قال 5 هيك هي ضاهي عم طولها يا زلمة ضاهي عم طولها ليك شو 5 6
This is Lebanese in Lebanon, and the IDF strikes. Here, US showing some top ballistic missile ship destroyed by US force from a warship. Okay, let me see what is out there. Any more news? That's on. let's see the major headlines from the Google News. It's good to see like a broader picture. Okay, put it on the screen. So, let's see the headlines here. U.S. Air Force refueling plane crash over Iraq, at least 5 crew on board, which said 4 confirmed dead after U.S. military aircraft goes down in Iraq. They said it was a collision in mid-air. This wasn't a friendly fire or Iran that hit it. What we believe so far, it was Star tanker hit another plane on air, probably during refueling. One Star tanker hit another Star tanker, basically. Then from here, from the Detroit News, Temple Israel Synagogue, suspects family recently killed in airstrike. From the New York Times, after latest attack, some Jews wonder how much more security is possible. Police call to Jewish temple in West Bloomfield after crash, shots fire. That's in USA. Iran Supreme Leader Khamenei has verified account on X, Elon Musk platform. Okay. Four crew dead after the US refueling plane. Here from BBC, the US may move its anti-missile system out of South Korea and it's sparkling unease. Trump administration allows for Russian oil, says as energy prices soar. Cuba will release 51 people from prison as an expected move. Let me see a pen more. S&P 500 futures edge up ahead of key inflation data. Traders monitor oil prices and Iran war, and live updates there. Okay. So it looks like the major headline, it's about, of course, the plane that crashed, the U.S. Star tanker. That's a major headline there. Okay, so let's do kind of analysis about the Star tanker crash. So, the latest confirm. The aircraft went down in western Iraq during an active mission supporting operations related to the Iran conflict. According to the U.S. Central Command, the incident happened during a mission involving 2 KC-135 tanker aircraft. This is from the Associated Press News. One of the aircraft crashed, while the second KC-135 managed to land safely after the incident. From the Washington Post, that is confirmed as of today, March 13, 2026. What the U.S. officials are saying. CENTCOM says the crash did not result from hostile fire or friendly fire. A rescue operation was launched immediately after the aircraft went down. Officials say the plane had at least 5 crew members on board, although some reports suggest up to 6 personnel maybe have been aboard. Right now, the status of the crew has not been publicly confirmed. Besides, we said that 4 are found dead. Claims from Iran-aligned militias. At the same time, in Iran-aligned militia coalition in Iraq called Islamic Resistance in Iraq says it shut down the aircraft. However, U.S. military officials have not yet confirmed that claim and continue to describe the event as an incident rather than an attack. So the U.S. says no evidence of hostile fire. Iran-aligned militias claim this possibility. So the reports differ. We're waiting for the confirmation. Oops. So the investor will now examine the flight data, radar tracks, aircraft damage, and communications from the crew. The KC-135 is one of the most critical aircraft in U.S. air operations. These tankers allow fighters, bombers, surveillance aircraft to stay in the air much longer during combat missions by refueling on the air. So losing a tanker during wartime operations can immediately affect the tempo of air operations, but as we saw, the USA is having a lot of those in the area. These are the older ones, the KC-135 tankers. The older ones they have, most of them are like 60 and over years old, some of them even 65, 63 years old. And the US is actually, US Air Force is replacing them with the KC-46A Pegasus, which is the newest refueling system, airplanes they have at the moment. So this is just in a short summary about the aircraft, the assault tankers that crashed. If we go over flight radar, you can see at this moment we have here the Yeti 21. This is the newest one, the Pegasus, KC-46A Pegasus, the fuel tanker. The new ones are just slowly replacing the older starter tankers, the KC-135. The incident happened with the KC-135, not with Pegasus. And here we have another KC-135 starter tanker. And when you see it took off from Tel Aviv, from Ben Gurion, it went over the sea, and probably here some fighter jets are behind him and they're refueling at the moment. Usually we see a lot of them same time. Looks like only one. The starter tankers, they have the ability to refuel a fighter jet within 2 to maximum 4 minutes, depending on the load. So every starter tanker can refuel within 2 to 3 minutes a fighter jet, and sometimes they can do it by refueling simultaneously 2 fighter jets. And here we have this X plane we saw before with a cosine X, Globemaster 3 C-17A. Took off from somewhere close Saudi Arabia, it looks like, and it's over the Middle East Sea now. At 33,000 feet, it's not going for landing soon. And we have the United States Air Force Globemaster 3. It looks like it came from the Luxembourg, from Ramstein actually, from the base in Germany. It took off and it came all the way to Israel, and it looks like it's going back. This is C-17A Globemaster 3. It's a cargo plane. Okay. Have another one here, also going back, the Club Master, the same lane, going back to Trier. And yeah. So how at the moment, 2 of the US Air Force's Club Master heading backwards. Okay. And here what we have, another Club Master that took off from Crete, from the Sudan base, US base in Crete. And it's going somewhere, probably maybe in Germany, maybe at another US base. They don't tell us where. And around Crete, we have the France Air Force. We have the Air Machi, what is this? From the Italy Air Force, it's here by Italy, okay. And Boeing C-40, what do we have here? The French Air Force, okay, as we said. And this KC-135 Star Tanker, it's still at 20,000 feet, probably still refueling a plane. And it looks like it's going to make it 10 probably and go back to landing soon. And the Yeti 121, the newest refuel tankers of the US Air Force, the Pegasus, at 20,000 feet as well. You see how they go back to the sea, waiting for the plane. Sometimes they make circles here. It looks like this was a delayed delivery, the refueling. And then somewhere here, the fuel tanker comes, they take the hose out and they start refueling and they keep going in a straight line. And it could not just be one tanker, it could be multiple fighter jets that are refueling on this route. See how it goes straight line? Usually in the past, it might do it in a higher altitude. Here in Israel, we see that they've been doing it between 14,000 to 20,000 feet. Today we see them steady at 20,000 feet, but not so many. If there's more, if it's, usually it's like we see 6, 7 of them, maybe sometimes we saw 10 actually, refueling on the when it's, many operations, missions going on. We see many of the stock tankers on air at the same time. I don't know if it's because of the Easter now or because maybe they're not so active right now. We just have 2 and they have distance between them. If you have more than, more close by, they usually have at least 1,000 feet altitude difference and some distance. Okay, here we see another 2 taking off, it looks like. Yes, it's 725 feet. These are 3,000 feet already. These lines, zigzag lines, because of the GPS jamming properly. Also, they don't go like this, it's just GPS jamming, confusing the 4,000 feet, 1,100 feet. And this one, again, 21, still at 20,000 feet. Still refueling other fighter jets. And it has direction towards Jordan, Amman, capital of Jordan. look at, bro, there's some other news. Analysis. Iran war becomes a contest of who can take the most pain. The war with Iran, for its complexity and global effects, boils down to a single question. Who can take the pain the longest?
Alarm. Metula.
Metula, that's been heavily attacked all over when Iran is attacking. So, Metula, it's actually, I'm sure of you who have been following, it's one of the regions that's been actually heavily attacked. We have seen many red alerts, hundreds of red alerts in just Metula area. So, I'm sure you are wondering, like I'm wondering now, what's in Metula? Why it's so being attacked? Why that Metula? So, let's analyze it. Metula, it's actually located, it's right on the Lebanon border. It's the northernmost town in Israel. It sits directly against the border with Lebanon. In some places, the distance from Lebanese village is less than 1-2 kilometers. So rockets from Hezbollah, from Lebanon, they can reach Metula in seconds. Drones appear with very little warning, and anti-tank missiles can be fired directly across the border. Because of that, it's one of the first places that receives alerts during attacks from Hezbollah. Let's see the Israeli military positions around Metula. The area around Metula has many Israeli military positions, including border surveillance posts, infantry positions, artillery units, staging areas for operations into southern Lebanon. Hezbollah frequently claims it is targeting Israeli troop concentrations near Metula during rocket attacks. When rockets are fired toward those military positions, the civilian alarm system activates the red alerts we see on the screen for the town as well. So Metula sits near several strategic routes and valleys leading into southern Lebanon. For Israel, it is a frontline border community, a logistics area for troops, and also surveillance point over southern Lebanon. Because of that, Hezbollah often tries to pressure the area with rockets and drones. And when rockets are detected heading toward the Upper Galilee region, warning series activate in nearby towns, including Metula. Even if rocket lands in an open field or is intercepted, the alarm still sounds. So sometimes the sirens we see are just precautionary alerts rather than direct hits. It has been targeted for years. Metula has been hit many times in previous conflicts. During the 2006 Lebanon war, around 120 rockets struck the town. During the current conflict, rockets and anti-tank missiles have reportedly targeted the area. So it remains one of the most monitored border towns in Israel. So basically, Metula is basically Israel's northern tip right on the Lebanon border. Hezbollah positions are only a few kilometers away. Because Israeli troops and surveillance posts operate around the town, rockets and drones aim at those military targets, trigger constant red alerts for Metula. And on the map here, let's show where it is. Let me find it here. I have 1,000,000 plus one windows open. Let me see, where's my red alerts map? Okay, I found it. It's here. All right. So Metula, it's actually here by the border of. Here we can see actually from the last spread alert. Here. You see, it's Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon borders, and Israel, right on the border, right here. We say it's like 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers maximum from the border of Israel. They can fire the rockets from here. Yeah, this is a border, the black line of Lebanon, and on the other side it's Israel. So you can see what's Metula right here, just 1-2 kilometers from the border. Here, if you want the zoom out view, here. It's Lebanon and Israel. So Iran's new supreme leader, Mustafa Khamenei, issued on Thursday his first statement on the world, saying that the leverage of closing the Strait of Hormuz should be used and that attacks on Iran's Gulf Arab neighbors will continue. And Netanyahu denounced Iranian leader. Netanyahu denounced Khamenei as a puppet of the Revolutionary Guards. Khamenei is close to Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard and is widely seen as even less compromising than his father, Ali Khamenei. Khamenei said in a statement read by state TV news anchor that he was keeping a file of revenge. He did not appear on camera and had not been seized. His father and wife were killed in the war's opening first day. which also wounded him according to an Iranian ambassador. An Iranian leader, Mustafa Khamenei, calls for the shutdown of US bases. He said to the Associated Press that the new supreme leader was wounded in the attack on his family's home, but it's not serious. And Khamenei called on Gulf Arabs to shut down US bases in the region, saying protection promised by Washington was nothing more than a lie. You see, that we analyzed before the bases in the Gulf states, that they are all US dependent, and now what they try to say to them that it's, they try to attack them, penetrate their defense, and say to them that, the US protection you are having, it's nothing, it's not enough, it's just a lie that they call more than a lie. So that's what they're trying to do, to try to, believe that they can maybe get them to shut down the US bases. Most likely, it looks like the Gulf states will be most likely attacking back Iran, that shutting down the bases, the US bases. If they shut down the US bases, then they're going to be naked against any attack, since they are heavily dependent on the US military equipment, the US defense systems to protect them. So if they shut down the bases, then they could be attacked, they will be naked under any attack. And Trump said on his social media post on Thursday that Iran's nuclear programs takes more hits. And after he said that, hours later, Netanyahu, Bibi, announced Israeli attacks had killed a top Iranian nuclear scientist and hit others, but gave few details. And France says a soldier was killed in an attack in Iraq. President Emmanuel Macron said a French soldier was killed in an attack targeting Erbil in Iraq's northwest Kurdish region. Let's see some footage of the Israel Defense Force has released footage of strikes recently on security checkpoints and personnel in Tehran under the Basij Force, a paramilitary volunteer militia with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. There's no confirm that he's dead. They actually say that he was wounded. That he was wounded from the strike on the February 28th, they say now. But he's in good health and maybe he lost a leg. But we don't have something confirmed, so we cannot really pass as news. Nothing is confirmed yet about him. We actually just said a few minutes ago that he made an announcement about closing the Strait of Hormuz, that it should be used as a leverage for Iran. If it's from him really or not, we cannot confirm. This is about Hamas raids in Gaza. A new video footage from Gaza shows Hamas fully armed and operating. It could be propaganda video, it could be old video, it could be new. Don't know. So according to this, is Hamas in Gaza, I don't know. They're still... This is an Iran missile intercepted by the arrow system of Israel.
خیلی ها نمیتونه بزنه پروانه رو.
Okay, some simulation again. Israel strikes on Iran's buried missile site showed how modern surveillance can spot heat, vibration, and other signals even from deep underground. So the earth height in the mountain study started to look a lot less genius.
8 Israeli jets dropped 230 bombs on Iran's secret ballistic sites. If you're a dictator looking for some privacy, I have some terrible news. Underground is basically the new front row. We used to think burying a bunker under a mountain was the ultimate security flex, but Israel just proved that hiding from modern tech is like trying to hide a neon sign in a library. Last week, 8 Israeli jets dropped 230 bombs on Iran's secret ballistic sites, and the only thing they found was that the mountain didn't help. How did they find them? It's not just one lucky guess. It's a terrifying cocktail of sci-fi sensors. We're talking synthetic aperture radar that sees through solid rock like it's saran wrap, and thermal imaging that catches the heat of a single laptop cooling fan through 50 feet of dirt. You can build a bunker, but you still have to breathe, and those ventilation shafts might as well be giant airstrike hero signs for AI-powered satellites. The geopolitical math has officially flipped. For decades, Iran relied on its Eagle 44 and Fordo bases being invulnerable because they were deep. But when the US and Israel can track the vibration of a single drill...
Okay, new technologies.
발사대가 모조리 반출된 겁니다. 저희는 기지에서 사드 발사대 6대가 15분부터 반출이 시작됐습니다. 저희가 확보 사드 발사대 차량으로 오산까지 간 것으로.
It's from Elon Levi. It's been over 15 hours since the last Iranian ballistic missile siren in Tel Aviv. It's the longest break we have had since the war started. Other part of the country was less lucky overnight. Next. So, before we end today's stream, let's quickly step back and look at the bigger picture. So, over the last 48 hours, we have seen continued strikes, missile launches, and rising tension across several fronts, from Iran to Israel to the Gulf region. We are also seeing how quickly this conflict affects energy routes, shipping lanes, and military movements across the wider Middle East. So even events seem localized, a strike and drone launch and naval movement can quickly affect regional stability and global markets. Right now, the situation remains very fluid and governments across the region are still responding. Some fronts, of course, are still active. Others are tense but contained. So we'll be watching for any large missile attacks, any major military deployments, any changes around the Strait of Hormuz, and any new official statements from governments involved. As always, we'll focus on confirmed developments and verified information. So thank you for joining today's stream. If any new developments happen, we will come back live, of course. And until then, stay informed, stay safe, and I will see you in the next live stream update. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being members. As always, feel free to join as a member. The members is the one who keep the channel going. And all of them who also, people who send donations in the past, in the PayPal, or but the best way to send donation is a PayPal, so it's less fees cut. And also, if you want to become a member, you can join our Discord channel. A lot of information there. 24 hours members are active in the Discord channel, and also have exclusive perks and exclusive live streams for members only. So feel free to join us. I will end this stream. We put on the overnight, overday, the 24-hour stream, where you have the live red alerts, live maps, flight radar, live, and then basically a playback of this stream until the next stream. So thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being part of this big family. And I will see you on the next one. Stay updated, stay tuned, stay informed. Thank you.